Welcome back, and this instalment we're going to be making the skyline legal. So every year in England you have a test, a MOT, a bit like the smog test or Schecken, and last time I had a temporary fog light on this one, and I said by the time I get around to the next MOT I'll have a proper one on there. It's tomorrow and I haven't done it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the standard reverse light placings and put a fog light in there. Now you may have seen that a lot of the 34 GTRs come with a red fog light on one side. Don't really like the look of that, so we're going to do something a little bit different with LEDs. Nice and simple, just going to take a few hours and that's it, done. We'll also be upgrading the reverse lights as well for LEDs. So these old bulbs could come out and we'll have a brighter, more efficient replacement for them. So first thing to do, get these in, get them cleaned up, get them opened up, and we'll start doing some mods. Guys, a quick word of advice when doing anything in the kitchen with regards to car stuff: tidy up after yourself thoroughly. Alright, I'm going to wash these before they go in. We're going to use the oven method as opposed to the Hika method. I found it kind of works better, gives a more even spread and just pulls all the plastic off a lot better. We will wash them thoroughly in here. We will lay some new foil down before we start doing it, and then when we finish we'll wrap up that foil and we will chuck it in the bin, because you do not want bits of chicken on your lights, and likewise you don't want bits of lights on your chicken when you have dinner tonight. So let's crack on. Okay, so I've sort of set myself a workstation right next to me Play-Doh making station. So we've split our light apart. We did that at 200 degrees in the oven. That was probably too hot for it, if I'm honest. The last ones I'm used to doing were glass housings from PS13, and that worked a treat. This one, it could have done with being 100 or 150. At 200, we had it in there for no more than 2 minutes, otherwise you start melting plastics and bits. And what we did is we gently pried where the tabs are, first of all the way around the edge. So there are about 5 of those. Then once we've got it just a little bit looser on there, we pried right in and pulled the whole thing out, and you can see here the glue and everything that's sitting on there. What we're going to use are these LED strips, and these are just off eBay, nice cheap easy ones. A couple of red ones, a couple of white ones, and the white ones will be for our reversing lights, the red ones will be for our fog light. In this country you need one fog light on the driver's side of the vehicle, so we'll wire it up for that rather than having the 2 on there. But the good thing is it will look symmetrical because both the covers will be the same. Okay, so since getting the bits apart, what I've done is I've used a bit of matting and just cut out a template for what sits into the light. I've then stuck down the LED strips, so we've got the 2 centre ones are the reverse lights, the whites, and the outer ones are what's going to be the fog lights, the red ones. I'm going to solder up the wires on those and glue them to the back so they sort of go back on themselves here, and then we can extend the wires, run them out, and we'll run them through the cable, and I'll show you, because I've got quite a trick way of making it all fit in and be watertight still, so I'll show you that in a second. So it's all back together and sealed up, as you can see. Just heated up with a heat gun, pushed it all back in using the same sealant stuff, absolutely fine. I've pushed a separate hole in the back, which I've sealed up with a hot glue gun in there for the fog light, and then the earth goes to the same earth as the reverse light, because you'll never use the 2 at the same time. I don't think I've ever used a fog light and a reverse light at the same time. I very rarely use a fog light. So what we're going to do to keep this nice and watertight, as well as sealing that up, is we're going to put these clips onto the original connector, so we can push the wires in and back in there. So we'll do that now, and then it's just wiring in the car. Okay, so we've run the wire through here, in through this existing grommet, which will seal back in place, and just all the way along the wire, and then just following it, see the blue wire there, all the way through, underneath the carpet and down to the front, rocker switch in place. This is fed from a switchable live off of here, which means then I can't accidentally leave this on and run down the whole battery of the vehicle. So now it's off to MOT. Fingers crossed it passes, but if it doesn't, we'll bring it back, get it all fixed, set it back up again. If it does, then it's straight up to the unit and onto some drift prep. And you'll see about that in the next video, but for now, I'll catch you on the next one.